So this is a different kind of video for my channel. One of my friends on Threads recommended I should give this a try when I had my poll running. They specifically said for like anime and stuff like that, but I decided to start this one on my Threads. I was going to kind of wait until all the polls came in, but I'm not going to be around my computer, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it now. And yeah, if you want to check out how it goes from like all the people on my Threads voting, I'll link my account down below. You guys definitely go check that out. So what I'm doing is not actually being shown on the screen currently. Give me 1 second. All right. So what this is basically is a bracket battle. It's pretty much like a college basketball or I guess any tournament style bracket. And this one specifically is for the greatest WWE wrestler of all time. I didn't make this myself. It was made on the Bracket Fights website. So I can't. Some of these matchups, they're a little wild because, like, as I said, I've been running it on my Threads. So you guys, I've seen what other people think here. So it's time to give my own opinion and probably get roasted for some of my decisions here. But let's go ahead and hop right in with the first round. On the right side of the bracket, we have The Rock versus Big Show. And as much as I love Show, he's a great dude. This one's kind of obvious. He's got to go for The Rock. This one's not fair to Booker T. I'm not going to lie. I don't understand why exactly they put Booker T against Triple H. Also, I feel like he was more of a WCW guy. I've noticed a lot of WCW guys on here. But this one, obvious answer here. Got to go with Triple H. Mick Foley, specifically Cactus Jack in this picture, versus Shane O'Mac. I love Shane and like his contributions and the things he's done. He's like thrown himself out there and just put caution to the wind, destroyed himself for our entertainment. But Mick's done the same thing. I'm very biased towards Mick. Love that guy. If you follow my Threads and see the wrestling picks that go hard series, a lot of them have been Mick Foley. Foley is God. So yeah, I'm going with Mick Foley here. Now this one, also, if you know me, you probably know that RVD is in my top 5. Terry Funk is a legend. Rest in peace for man. Sad that you passed. But I'm going to have to go with RVD here. Both these guys are ECW guys, in my opinion. Like, hell, Terry's even wearing the ECW Heavyweight Championship. But I got to go RVD here. This one's not fair to Goldberg. Goldberg, big icon, honestly. That winning streak he had in WCW, yet again, another WCW guy. But I think it's obvious what the answer here is. Give me a hell yeah. What? I'm named after that man. Next one we have is Scott Hall versus Big Sexy Kevin Nash. This one could be close, I guess, for some people, but for me, it's really not that close. Kevin Nash, nice on the mic and stuff like that. The big quad ripper, I'm gonna call that man. But yeah, this is obviously going to Scott Hall. Razor Ramon over there. It's a pretty easy one in my opinion. Fuck Glenn Jacobs. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. That man is a bigot nowadays, and it hurts to see what he's turned into. Yeah, so we're just not even gonna speak on him. Fuck Kane, fuck Glenn Jacobs. I'm sure that might piss maybe some people off, but if it pisses you off, I kind of don't want you here in the first place, honestly. So, see ya. Bye. Fuck you. Now we have 2 WCW guys. This really isn't fair to DDP, in my opinion. He had a great run in WCW. A little bit before my time, I guess, so I don't really know what he did in WWE. Sting didn't have a great time in WWE either. All he really did was got injured when he finally came. They did that man dirty. But it's got to be Sting here. Next is Hulk Hogan versus Iron Sheik. Hogan, as a person, is apparently a terrible racist. He's said some terrible things. He's also a huge liar. But in this matchup, just because of his impact, I'm going to have to go with Hulk Hogan here. Next, we have Andre versus Vader. Vader time. Love that dude on Boy Meets World when he was on there a few times, but I think everyone knows the answer here. Andre's an icon, the big man. Got to go with him. If you know me also, you know that I love Macho Man. So this isn't really fair to Steamboat. I'm sure this could be a lot closer for some people, but I purposefully only buy the Savage Stick Slim Jims because they have Macho on them. He's looking a lot like Matt Cardona in this picture. But yeah, we're going Macho Man here. Now we have Roddy Piper versus Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. I think this one's probably obvious for most people too. We got to go with Roddy here. $1 Million Man's awesome and all that, but I don't think he holds a candle to Roddy. Next, we have another terrible person, but one of the greatest people to ever step into the ring, talent-wise. Ooh, Ric Flair. Got to go with him over Arn. Next, we have Jake the Snake versus Ron Simmons. Farouk, whatever you want to call him. Honestly, this one's got to go to Jake the Snake, and I know this will probably have Ron Simmons fans saying, damn, but Jake the Snake, 100%. This video's going a little bit faster than I thought it would. We're at about 8 minutes. Next, this one's hard for me because I have a very soft spot for the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I'm a big fan of Cody, mainly because he is Dusty Rhodes' son, but Shawn Michaels in the ring, one of the greatest to ever do it. He could have a 5-star match with a paper bag, so I gotta go with the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania himself, Shawn Michaels. Brett versus Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog. I think this is probably obvious to most people as well. We gotta go with the Hitman here. He's just a notch above most people. So it looks like it keeps us on the same side when we do it this way. So we are going back up to the top, and it's The Rock versus Triple H. In my opinion, this is a much harder one. And if it was up to Triple H's golden shovel back in the day, he would win here. But I gotta go with The Rock, the most electrifying man in the game. I am kind of excited to see what he does on this comeback to the WWE. This one's a hard one for me. Very hard, because as I stated in the first round of this side here, both guys are on my top 5 of favorite wrestlers. Maybe not talent-wise, but, of my favorite wrestlers. And I'm going to have to go with Mick here, I believe. I'm sorry, RVD. You are the whole damn show, but Mick is just something special. Damn, this is a hard one. Scott Hall versus Stone Cold. Holy shit. I feel like it's got to go to Stone Cold. The impact that man had, he's one of the biggest people to ever get into the wrestling ring, honestly. So I feel like maybe talent-wise, Scott Hall could have taken him, but it's got to go to Stone Cold. Give me a hell yeah. Now we have Taker versus Sting. Like I said in the first round, Sting, amazing, but he was a WCW guy in my mind. Or even TNA before he was a WWE guy. I know that's chronologically what he was as well, but when I think of Sting, I either think of WCW or TNA. So I'm going to have to go with Taker here. Next, we have Hogan versus Andre. And, Hogan's impact isn't going to... What the fuck? And we're back. Sorry about that. Had a little camera issue. I accidentally triggered Bixby and it shut my camera off. But yeah, as I was saying, Hogan's not being carried this time by his impact. We got to go with Andre. Macho versus Roddy. Like I said in the first round, this is probably bias speaking, maybe. I don't know. Don't hang me. But got to go Macho. Rick versus Jake the Snake. Honestly, Rick's talent is going to carry him in this round again. Jake the Snake was cool and all that. Go away, Bixby. Okay. Sorry about that. Triggered him again. But yeah, in this round, Rick is getting carried again, so. Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. Technical wise, I would say Bret Hart is the better wrestler, but just off pure entertainment and all the kinds of things like that, I gotta go with Shawn Michaels again. This isn't how it went on Threads, by the way, so it's a little bit different. Back up to the top again, The Rock versus Mick Foley. This is a hard one for me, honestly, because The Rock is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today, most electrifying man in sports entertainment yesterday. But Mick Foley, God, he was something else. I don't think he's going to be able to win this one, though, so I'm going to go ahead and give this to The Rock. Stone Cold versus Taker. Oh man, this is a round and a half, huh? Oh, this one's gonna take some thinking because Taker is one of the most. Fuck, God, I'm speechless with this round. Whoever set up these brackets to where this could be a possibility is a fucking psychopath, honestly. I'm gonna have to go Stone Cold, honestly. I've said honestly like 10 times because I'm freaking out here. But I'm going Stone Cold in that one. Macho versus Andre. So my bias might just carry him here, but I'm going Macho over Andre. Let me know what you guys think about that one down below. I'm gonna go with Macho. Rick versus Shawn. Talent wise, yet again, maybe Rick is the better wrestler. Like, came back from his helicopter helicopter wreck with a broken back, making it sound like he did that all in one night. It was not one night. It was quite a gap there, I do believe. But I'm gonna go just off the strength of Rick being a terrible fucking person. But I mean, Shawn wasn't the best back in the day either. Just because of the things that we know that Rick has done now, I guess I can say we know them. Unless you're Tommy Dreamer and I'm not going to get into that. Let's go with Shawn Michaels here. The Rock versus Stone Cold. Holy shit. Yeah, this is not an easy one, huh? I feel like my girlfriend will kill me if I don't go with Stone Cold here, but she also loves The Rock, so this whole round would be destroying her, honestly. Holy shit. The Rock was one of my favorite people growing up, but as I've stated, I'm named after Stone Cold, so love that guy. I feel like this is a hard one. In terms of people I'd like to see come back, I would say like a healthy Stone Cold, I would prefer to see him get back in the ring one more time to The Rock. But I guess that's probably just recency bias, even though I know Stone Cold had a match pretty recently against Kevin Owens and stuff like that a couple years ago at Mania. I'm going to have to go with Stone Cold here. I'm going Stone Cold, locking it in. Macho versus Shawn. I feel like Shawn's the better wrestler here. And I can't let my bias blind me too much for Macho. So I think I'm going to have to go with Shawn. I don't know, though. That's hard for me. I feel like Macho holds a candle 100% to Shawn, and his character, in my opinion, is much better than Shawn's character work. Holy shit, this is hard. Fuck. I'm going to do it. I'm going Macho. I'm locking in Macho. Macho versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fuck me, man. Okay. Talent-wise, I feel like Macho takes this one. Character-wise, even, I feel like I actually scratch that. I don't think he takes it character-wise. The Stone Cold Steve Austin character was amazing. Like, he's pretty much what every American person, I'm assuming even every foreign person would want to be and be able to do to their boss what he did to Vince back in the day. And because Vince is a terrible person, I feel like we connect even more with what Stone Cold was doing to that guy. I'm gonna have to go Stone Cold here. That's a really hard one. Okay, this isn't fair to the fella over there. This one was a wild one to me. I was surprised that he even got some votes on my Threads poll, to be fair. But I think this one's obviously John Cena. At least I'm assuming that's John Cena. I don't see anyone in that picture, so it has to be Cena. Punk versus Pump. Damn, okay. I love the math promo, but that was in TNA. I feel like Big Papa Pump was a WCW guy as well. Just like with Sting, I think of WCW then TNA before I think of WWE. Big Papa Pump. So I'm gonna have to go with Punk here. Orton versus Batista. Damn, both guys came up through OVW. I'm pretty sure about the same time. Both big parts of my childhood. Randy was one of the best heels of my childhood. I feel like Randy takes him talent wise, 100% too. So I'm gonna go Randy here. Angle versus Jericho. Holy shit. Okay, this is a hard one because Angle has all the talent in the world, but in my mind at least, technical wise, character wise, Chris Jericho, everything he's done, he's knocked it out of the park, turned it to fucking gold. So I'm gonna have to go with Jericho here. He's actually my vote for the greatest of all time. So let's go ahead and get him in there locked in. Oh, fuck. Matt and Jeff. If you know anything about me, my favorite wrestler is Jeff Hardy of all time. I went as this man for Halloween last year. I went for this man as Halloween in like 5th grade, 6th grade. So he's one of the reasons I dye my hair, one of the reasons my ears are gauged. Got to go Jeff here. I feel like Matt's always came in second to Jeff. Edge versus Christian. Damn, this is a hard one too. Another one of my favorite tag teams. I know they feuded with the Hardys, and you know what Edge did to Matt back in the day. That wasn't cool, man. But Edge comes in second in my favorite of all time, so got to go ahead and give it to him. Christian is on the run of his life right now in AEW, though. I'm loving that gimmick where he's like talking about everybody's fathers. I don't feel like this is fair to Mark Henry, putting him up against Ray here. One of the greatest luchadors of all time. Very influential for what little men can do in WWE. I feel like he changed a lot of people's minds about what they can do. So this one, obviously, in my mind, has to go to Ray. Now, I see what they're setting up with this round. I saw it on Threads, and it was wild that they would even do this. I hate JBL. I'm going to throw that out there. Man was just a bully back in the day. Real piece of shit, grade A from everything I've ever read about him. Eddie, though, that man was amazing. And that's going to set up him versus Ray in the second round, and I don't like that. This one might piss people off, but maybe even, it might not even. I don't know. AJ's a TNA guy in my mind. Dolph, though, that man was so underutilized in the WWE. I guess you would call it underutilized. I'd say underappreciated, really. They utilized him all the time because of his selling and stuff like that. But I feel like he should have been, the rocket should have been strapped on that man's back, and he should have been sent to the moon. I'm loving seeing what he's doing, like going overseas to New Japan and in TNA right now. I'm going to have to go Ziggler here over AJ. Now we have Brock versus Shinsuke. I don't feel like WWE's used Shinsuke very good until pretty recently with these new like promos and stuff he's doing against Cody and all that. Brock is the obvious choice here for me. I was surprised that it was kind of close on Threads. AO versus Cesaro. I love Cesaro. Honestly, probably one of the strongest men we've ever had in WWE. I feel like when it's all said and done, his AEW run will be more wider known than his WWE run. Even though, I mean, everybody will know who he is because of WWE, 100%. But I feel like just off the matches and everything that he's doing in AEW, that he'll be remembered for there more. I gotta go KO here. I love that guy. Finn Balor versus The Miz. This one could piss some people off because the answer is obvious to me. Love Finn. He's an amazing wrestler. He might even take this on talent, honestly. But the only 2-time Grand Slam champion in WWE history is right there. He is awesome. He is The Miz. I gotta go The Miz. Roman versus Dean. I love Dean, and it's going to hurt my heart, but this one's also obvious to me. I mean, he's got the longest modern title run of all time. He has greatly improved from his suffer and succotash days. I acknowledge my tribal chief, Roman Reigns, for the win here. Seth versus Joe. Okay. This one, another obvious one for me, honestly. It might just be where I've seen this bracket before and watched it play out on Threads and kind of had my ideas. I feel like this video is kind of flying because of it, but obvious answer for me here because Joe, when I think of him, I think of TNA all the way. I got to go with Seth. Seth is the best modern wrestler in WWE, in my opinion. Big E versus Xavier. 2 New Day members. This is hard for me. But Big E, for his size, he can move so well. He is amazing on the mic. So is Xavier. Not knocking Xavier at all. I got to go Big E here. Oh, Kofi versus Daniel Bryan. Man, Daniel got himself over so hard in WWE, and this might piss people off when I go with this option. I don't know. Don't hate me. I gotta go Kofi. Like he's been there for so long. All the Royal Rumble moments, they had where he'd save himself at the end. It broke my heart seeing him mess that one up a year or two ago, whenever that was. Loved his title reign. Wish he'd have held it longer, honestly. Kofi Mania should have been running wild for a while. I gotta go Kofi. Back up to the top with Punk versus Cena. This one's an obvious one to me. Like his influence, everything that he's done. John Cena is one of the biggest stars of my generation. I gotta go with him. Randy versus Jericho. Mm, damn. This one's a hard one for me. I'm really thinking because honestly, Chris Jericho's debut in WWE, that stands out to me so much. Like the time ticking down, the Y2K theme, turning it into Y2J. I gotta go Jericho again. He is my GOAT. Jeff versus Edge. So, I mean, if you know my ranking, like I said a minute ago, Jeff is my favorite of all time. I feel like Edge maybe kind of takes him talent wise. I don't know. That could be debated in my opinion. I'll definitely hear arguments there. But I gotta go Jeff. Ray versus Eddie. This was the one I didn't want it to come to. I'm not prepared for this. Damn. Like, I feel like they're pretty much equal all around. I don't want to vote one over the other. But I guess just because of like everything he's done for little men in WWE and changing the perception of it, the time he spent in the Rumble that time and had the record for a very long time, I gotta go Ray here. I gotta go Ray. That's a hard one though. That hurts. Ziggler versus Brock. I feel like I got to go Ziggler here just due to talent. I feel like Brock's 1, 2 moves, boom, done. He has some good matches here and there, and he used to be very agile, but now he like shows up once a year around Mania time. Not really once a year, but you know what I mean. Shows up around Mania time, wrecks some people, leaves. I know that's a Roman Reigns quote, but I'm going Ziggler here. Miz versus KO. Also might take him talent wise, KO that is, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Miz. Honestly, just he's been around so long, done so much in WWE. It's hard to deny the man. Seth versus Roman. I feel like talent wise, Seth takes him, but the strength of Roman's title run is kind of hard to just look away from. But at the same time, he's not really defending it much. I feel like Seth is probably defending it this year more than Roman has in the last two. Like defended his title, that is, you know what I mean? But I'm going Seth here. That one doesn't really hurt as bad. Ooh, this is a hard one. Big E and Kofi. I'm gonna have to go with Kofi, honestly. Big E's amazing, but just off the strength of Kofi's career and the longevity he's had, I'm going Kofi. Next, we have Cena versus Jericho. I love Jericho very much. As I've said, he is probably my GOAT. But just off the influence of Cena again, it's hard to put anyone over Cena at any point. So I'm gonna go John Cena. Jeff versus Ray. Mm. In my mind, and it's probably bias, I'm gonna have to go Jeff here. Oh, did I misclick? There we go. Lock Jeff in. Ziggler versus The Miz. Man, I'm bouncing back and forth between my criteria on what I'm judging these on, but I'm gonna have to go with Ziggler here. Like I know, not Dolph, but Miz has probably a more storied career than Ziggler, but just off of Ziggler's pure raw talent, I'm gonna have to put him over Miz. Next, we have Seth versus Kofi. I love Kofi. It's hard for me to do it to him, but I'm gonna have to go Seth here. Like I said, I feel like he's the most talented man in the WWE right now. Hopefully, well, I guess not hopefully. That's a weird way to say it, but these new people coming in like Mello, Trick, all them down in NXT, stuff like that. Maybe somebody will come take that title from him, but for now, he is the best person in WWE in my mind. Cena versus Jeff. It's hard for me to put Jeff over Cena. If I do, I feel like it's just purely off bias. Like, I feel like Cena's the better wrestler, honestly. Jeff's spots were always way cooler than anything Cena did, maybe other than like the time he picked up Kali and Big Show. Was that who he had on his shoulders at the same time? Or was it, no, it was Edge and Big Show. He might have done Kali too. I don't know. Not at the same time. There wasn't three. I know that. But yeah, I'm going to go Cena here. Seth versus Ziggler. I feel like if I go with Ziggler again, everybody's going to say I'm just being like a contrarian and trying to push for Ziggler too hard. But I feel like he could have been even more talented than Seth. But just off like the strength of the career, I guess I would have to go here. It's hard for me to put Ziggler over Seth, so I'm going to go with Seth here. Seth versus Cena. I feel like Seth is a more talented wrestler. That's might be a crazy thing to say in some people's mind. But as a global icon, John Cena is just so hard to put anyone over him. So I won't have to go. It's a hard one. Going Cena here, I think. Which leads us to the finals: Stone Cold Steve Austin versus John Cena. And honestly, in my mind, this one pretty big. Honestly, in like global ranking themselves, like Stone Cold really put WWE on the map back in the 90s in my mind. Like, he started the Attitude Era pretty much in my mind with the Austin 316 promo. I think it's kind of when they credit the start of the Attitude Era too. But Cena, man, he's done so much in his career. Like, for a strong decade, nobody's been as dependable as that man until he, made his move over because his body couldn't do it anymore. Damn, though, it's hard to put anyone over either of these guys. If it was up to me, it would be a tie. But I think I'm going to have to go with, drum roll please, Stone Cold. I'm going Stone Cold here as the final winner. It's not going to show us that. So, yeah, let's cut.